things are not looking good for people that are graduating college. For example, here's a reality of what's going on. Men that graduate college today have the same unemployment rate as men without a college degree. Is that not crazy? Now, women with a college degree that are graduating today have a lower unemployment rate than women without a college degree. A lot of this, and analyses done, shows that it's because men are oftentimes going into tech engineering, things like that, of which overhired multiple, where women tend to be more in healthcare services, which are not recession proof, but recession resistant, right? There's definitely localized problems that happen as hospitals shut down and whatnot, but yeah, that's where we are. So we're going to go over some TikToks, people that are not finding jobs, kind of talk about that. And then we're going to jump into the analysis of the graduate job apocalypse. Where have all the jobs gone from the Financial Times? Let's see this first guy.
So 60% of last year's college graduates have still not landed an entry-level role.
60%? 60% is fucking crazy. Hold on. We're fact checking that real quick. If it was 60% would be an insane number. Is it true that 60% of college grads from next year have still not found an entry level? That would like blow all statistics beyond the level, like beyond everything. Oh, he follows. Thank you, Thoughtful Pod. How are you, Mr. Thoughtful Pod? I appreciate you. Thanks, guy. So a Kick resume survey reported that about 58% of fresh graduates, TikTok has ruined the word fresh with like freshly 19, predator. They've just ruined the word fresh for me. Whenever I consume internet slop drama crap. Freshly graduated. She was a college graduate at one point, you predator. Okay. I'm gooning. I'm gooning off the bat. A Federal Reserve St. Louis Fed analysis says that unemployment, working in a job that doesn't require a college degree, affects as many 52% of recent college graduates. Wow. So, okay, a survey from Kick Resume found 60%. Seems like it's a little less because that is self-reported status and it's not a more scientifically done polling. Yeah, freshly canceled, exactly. Oh, I know. When I was canceled the other day on TikTok, I was like, oh my goodness, wait, am I actually canceled? And then I looked at the YouTube podcast rankings for that day and we were top 10 in the United States. And I was like, oh, okay. They're just in their own little weird bubble. We're safe. The buff, because normal people don't actually give a shit about that kind of crap, like real humans. And also entry level can vary by industry, geography, employer, whole time. Okay. Well, it seems like, this is self-reported thing. Yeah, YouTube chat, we still gooning. Exactly. That's how we do it.
And I get a lot of flack for this.
What was I canceled for? Because I'm too mean and I say the same jokes that I've made for the last 3.5 years. Oh, no. Oh, no.
But I graduated in 2008 and it was hard to graduate at that time and find a job. But what you could do, at least at the time, was find a bullshit.
Can we record when like a train is not going crazy? Like, what is happening here? When do you go to New York? Great question. We got the New York lease today sent back from my lawyers with a couple edits. I'm excited. Fucking excited.
A job that...
See us in terms of like engineering.
Paid you very little, or you worked on tips. A job that you could just find on Craigslist and you would send your resume, or you wouldn't even send a resume, and you would just email an AOL or Hotmail account and meet up with the person, have a conversation.
We're not in that life anymore, especially with everything online, all communication online. Listen, the best way to get a job, honestly, because you can't go in and be like, I applied. Give them that boomer handshake. I applied. Why don't you interview me right now? Doesn't really work today. Obviously, strategic resume building for the job you're applying is important. The most important thing you do, the easiest way for a job to hire and trust that they're about to bump a lot of resources into someone is an internal recommendation. That's why it's bad to burn bridges. It's fun to burn bridges. I'm a petty motherfucker. Let's burn that shit. It's Moscow's I flee to St. Petersburg, but don't, because it's just not a good way to do things. when you're looking 10 years down the road, you're looking for a job, you have someone you worked with, they saw good work ethic, and they can advocate for you internally. And that is, if I'm going to hire someone, I would much rather take a risk on someone that's recommended internally than, a random person that doesn't have that recommendation.
And if you have some personality, be able to convince them to give you a job. The problem now is that
I've officially been unemployed for a year and 4 months now.
Whoa, she can be beyond saved, can she not? Yeah.
And I did not think it was going to be this difficult to get a job post-grad. And I feel like every single day my chances of getting a job seem to get lower and lower because I feel like I graduated so long ago. And even internships where I'm supposed to be gaining my experience require you to either still be in school or recently graduated. But over a year ago is definitely not recently.
No, I wonder what she's doing. What is her job search like, right? Oh my gosh, in her comments, girl, I've been unemployed for 3+ years. Like, listen, there is a reality where sometimes you do have to go with your feet, right? And it kind of sucks, but there's places with better job opportunities and there's places with shitty job opportunities. Sometimes you do have to move, and that really sucks because I know you can leave behind some things, but some places are dying. I'm sorry, if you're in a small whatever West Virginia, you might not be getting those hardcore opportunities, even if your family's there, and that's where it gets really hard. So lie detector video not coming out to no, that'll be tomorrow's live elite live stream at 5 p.m. Central. Like, the job market's bad, but it's not 3 years bad, especially since 3 years ago it wasn't bad, right? So I feel like Samantha Corliss is doing some things wrong.
And even entry-level positions require you to have like 3+ years of experience. So
not necessarily required. They can kind of pull that lever today, but it is to try to get better applicants and weed out the shitty ones that you're not wasting your time on for what it's worth. But that's not a hard requirement. There's certainly somewhere it is, but that's not, how it is. If you see that, it's still worth applying, and kind of show what your experience is. Kind of really try to mark it out on your resume that you're strategically curating for that. Listen, you shouldn't be just going click, 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 mass apply. That's not going to do anything. You have to stand out, especially in a job market like today. It's not 3 to 4 years ago. It's not. I'm sorry. You got to be strategic about it.
I don't really know what to do.
Well, I just gave some advice.
Not today.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Entry-level position starting at $10 an hour, 3 years plus experience, at least 1 year of experience. Yeah, but that's what it's saying. It's trying to weed out the shit, right? But master's degrees prefer, sure, but we put out experiences and stuff. HR recommends it, but it's not it's not always the make or break.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I think she's documenting your journey finding a job post-grad.
We can talk it good, how you wish.
Oh, okay.
We can talk it good.
Copyright. Okay. If her entire content is trying to find a job and she's getting views and dopamine releases from the views and clicks, does she actually have an incentive to find the job? Because then it's over, right? Because then it's over. Trades are awesome. Cold drop a resume, get a call an hour later with a job offer, 20-year mechanic, turn down multiple 130-year plus a year offers. Yes, but you are 20 years into the industry for what it's worth. So your experience, your top level that people are looking for. So that is a fair point to bring up, what it's worth. But no, yeah. All right, well, someone go out there and save her. I am taken, so I can no longer save. But, someone, we're gooning. Someone go save. Listen, I got in trouble for trash talking someone last time. Let's see if I get in trouble for
Honestly, I was speechless when I woke up to your voice. Now you tell me how you've been feeling.
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna be a little vulnerable on this app right now, so give me a break. I'm alive, but I'm not living. That might sound really morbid to you.
Okay, so you're alive. I'm assuming what you consider living is going and hanging out with friends, family, doing the things you want to do. I'm guessing that's what you're considering as living, and you're not doing that now, and that's not morbid. It sounds like maybe you're not balancing, or you're in that young spot where you're hyper grinding, and that's totally fair. Caleb, I'm going to college soon. Want to know if you think medical laboratory science is a good choice. I think so. Medical is usually a pretty good choice to go, and just make sure you try your best to go into a specialty where you don't go along a path where you don't borrow more than your position will pay.
But I promise I'll explain. I have been looking for a job since May of 2024, and even before
Okay. At this time, it was February.
that. And I've made it very, very far with some of these companies. I've done projects for them, like final interview, everything's been going really great. And then people will just ghost you, or, you know, they'll tell you you've been like rejected.
Yeah, well, being rejected, yeah, that's fair. Do you want them to tell you got the job when you did it? I don't know. I think, listen, who gives a fuck if you get a notification of rejection when you just apply to a job and you didn't have any conversation? Who gives a fuck at that point? Come on, move on. You're mass applying, they're mass denying, doesn't really matter. However, if you're, you know, in the conversation, if you've had an interview, yeah, they should tell you if you got denied. Like, that's pretty cruddy of the business, I'll be honest.
Back to my thing about being alive and not living, I just feel like I'm missing out on so many experiences because I don't have the money, or I'm not living in a place.
Yeah. And I guess you could put it all on debt, but hey, proud of you, girl. High five. You aren't putting it on debt, and that's fair.
That I desire to be. And although it's like easier said than done, I just can't stop comparing myself to other people. It's like, or thinking about.
Okay. Comparing yourself to other people. Is it in your field? Is it in your field? 50% off Prime. Oh. Okay, here's the thing. A couple things, right? Here's a couple things. Here, let's do a little goon search. Am I logged in on here? No, I don't want to fucking follow. Not following. Couldn't find this account. That's not a good sign. Okay, no posts on here, but okay, here's the Instagram. Okay, her Instagram's clean. Her Instagram's good. So here's a concern, honestly, and I think this is unscientifically based, but here's something job or employers might be thinking in the future. The reality is she's out here posting on TikTok constantly. That person is kind of a risk. Now we've seen the environment as layoffs started to happen and whatnot, where people go online and they start ranting against the company. And yeah, you could sue them for breaking an NDA and you could destroy their life. But even still, they went out there and they did it, and it's annoying. It's a headache. And people that are just constantly uploading their life and being open and honest and trying to be an influencer and everything on the internet can look to a company, especially when a company can be more picky at this point of employment the economy. Yeah, they might be picky against you. You're a riskier hire. And she might not be. I think I don't see anything in here that's crazy. You know, I see a little bit of boob.
Nobody asked, but here is.
And they don't really exist. Don't cancel me for that one. Now you know. But it is lots of complaining. I'm so tired of being single. My bestie says something. 21 cooked when you dropped the ball without you. Dating. Like, she's kind of a risky hire. Probably not. But you could hire someone without a social media footprint, and she wouldn't be. So I don't know. That's a consideration, right? That's a consideration. I'm not saying that's not why she's hired, but with her comparing it endlessly, I wonder if she's comparing in the field that she got a degree in, or if she's comparing, or if she has a degree that's kind of shit and she's comparing to other people who actually got a degree that was smart and then they got jobs and then she's fucked. You know?
Other things that I could have done and like how I could have gone about things.
Well, that kind of confirms what I was thinking.
Know myself as a person, and I know that I put in a lot of hard work and I really care about others, but it has me questioning my worth. Like, maybe I'm not as valuable as I hate Greg.
No, I'm not as a human, but in the marketplace currently, yeah, you're not marketing yourself. I mean, that's just an economic reality. Yeah. Sorry.
Hold on. Just a very lonely feeling when I feel like everyone has their life together and I'm like trying to get mine together, and I've been really patient and I'm waiting for the right opportunity to fall in my lap. And I mean,
well, you guys see our issue? An opportunity is not going to fall in your lap. You need to be very strategic. You need to be out there grinding. The people that are the ones that are winning, you are not. You are losing. And since she uploaded this TikTok, the job market's only gotten worse.
Like, I'm trying to put in all the effort that I can.
And then she uploads this, and then a future potential employer is going to see this, and they're going to be like, oh, fuck.
can. But it comes to a point where it's like, what more can I do? Like, I feel like it's like putting my life on hold to a different extent that I've never had, and I absolutely hate it. I don't know what to do. And I just see the worth in myself, and despite me being really upset right now, it's like, I just want someone to see it in me. I want someone to also believe in me. I have the skills, I'm not stupid, I love everything that I do, and it's just so hard to not compare yourself to other people.
Well, I want to know who you're comparing to, though. I really do. But I get it. It's hard, but nothing's going to fall into your lap. It's as easy as that.
I hope someone else understands, because it's just a horrible feeling. I'm gonna be a little vulnerable.
I mean, we all understand. Let's see what she complains about with, wow, I'm single, right? So let's figure, is that going to be like the same? Okay, well, no complaining.
Being a girl in your early 20s is the most confusing thing ever. Like, tell me
Are you transitioning? What are you confused? What's happening?
why I open Instagram and some people are getting married, but I'm over here single as...
Yeah, that's being a girl in your 20s. Definitely doesn't happen to literally every other gender and age group. Right.
Like, I'm over here scrolling on dating apps and nobody wants anything serious. And
Well,
if
she probably wants her perfect guy to fall into her lap. Am I right?
they do, then they want to be in a situationship, not a relationship. So it's like, why am I wasting my time? Like, I actually want a relationship. If their
Well, they don't want someone without a job. Am I right, guys?
therapist also clocked my tea and was like, you're craving a connection. Girl, I knew that.
Is your therapist a tarot card reader who's just telling you the most generic thing? Everybody's craving a connection. If anyone said that, you would have followed them off a cliff. What? This is some astrology level of therapy. What the fuck is happening here?
I actually did know that. Thank you very much. Someone is willing to give that to me, and I don't know if that's a reflection of me or just the men that are my age. It's so scary to literally see people having kids.
Yeah, terrifying. Ah.
Meanwhile, I'm like super single.
Hey, maybe there's something wrong with you in this marketplace as well, as you have been rejected, or you're beyond hyper picky. We know that to be true oftentimes as well.
Roster is empty. No one's hitting up my phone. Life
No one's hitting you from behind.
is so boring. I have no lore updates. It's insane. Hopefully this
Well,
resonates
thank goodness we made a TikTok then instead of going and getting a job.
with someone who's also 20.
Only weak people use therapists? I vehemently disagree. Therapy can be a very good, healthy thing. But there is a lot of therapy out there that is enablement. And that shit is bad. You need to avoid those therapists at all costs. But you have to try a few therapists until you find the right one. But I think most anyone can benefit from therapy because you don't have to be going through something bad. It's just a good place to just kind of talk about the shit that just happened last week even, or, you know, even if you're going like once a month or every other week or so, and they can just kind of help reframe, give you an alternate perspective, because some of these conversations are not oftentimes conversations we have just in our lives. So, you know, come on.
3 or in their early 20s, because what the hell is going on? I truly don't know anymore. Being a girl in your
Well, I'm not surprised. Also, this is less common. But this will become more common. Fucking clip this for 10 years from now. Just like the job market situation I was talking about, guys that match with her are gonna find her TikTok and they are going to refuse to date her because they know if they have one awkward interaction, one awkward handhold, a weird breakup, a situation that is slightly uncomfortable, the guy will have a 10-part series made about them on TikTok, bringing to the energy of assault. Not saying that assault happened, but they will bring that level of energy and sensationalism. I don't think that's happening right now. For some guys, maybe. But I would not be surprised if we saw that in about 10 years. Now that everyone has to post everything online. And believe it or not, when she gets to post something like that, it's probably going to be the highest view she ever gets. So she'll be encouraged to do so. I hope not. She might be a good person. She probably is. I think. I don't know. What the fuck am I saying?
Since graduating college, I would say I've applied to around 200 jobs. I would say I've applied to about 150.
It's hard. Don't mass apply though. You have to be very strategic with your resume and even potentially cover letter. Unfortunately, we're back to those mattering a little more than they did a couple years ago. It kind of sucks. But to the company and job you're applying for, who got flowers? That is for the girlfriend later. Girlfriend, if you're seeing this, you have to at least pretend like you're surprised. That you shouldn't be in stream anyway. You know I get all goony.
Maybe more now.
Some of the interview processes consist of constructing models and valuations. Some of them are pitch decks.
I made it to the final round for one big tech company. Didn't end up getting it.
Okay, but that's where we walk away and we learn what happened. What were you not answering correctly in that last one? I'm not saying record it and take notes on it because privacy issues. And you might sign an NDA going through the process, but you got to really reflect. It's good training getting to the end.
I'm past round 2 for another one, and the other ones I either haven't heard back or just ghosted. Yeah.
It's a story that's becoming more common, and it's being reflected in an unusual new trend in the economic data. As far back as the numbers go, the unemployment rate for recent college graduates has been below the rate for all U.S. workers.
Yeah.
But over the past few years, unemployment among recent grads climbed above the rate for the broader population.
Which is fucking crazy. Women college graduates are better off. Men are the ones that are heavily pulling that analytic in the bad way, at least as far as we're seeing in the data on a month-by-month basis.
This is essentially the first time on an ongoing basis that this has occurred in the 45 plus years that we have data going back to.
Matthew Martin is a senior economist at Oxford Economics.
Wow.
So really this is pointing towards a lot of...
A senior student? Is he a senior? Or he's a senior economist? Oh, he's an economist. Wow, he looks like a fucking student. Okay.
People who have that higher educational attainment are actually worse off than many of their peers who have lower educational attainment. That's an interesting dynamic to have in a market where you're told you go to college, you work hard, you'll have a job after graduation. And unfortunately,
yeah, I hate that lie. It's just not as easy as that. We've done the parents and teachers and more than anything, student counselors have failed by doing the endless preaching. Go to any college, no matter what, that you want to study any degree, no matter what you want, and borrow literally any dollar amount that is required to achieve that. And it has failed people. Community college is good. Choosing a degree that has a good return on investment is good. In-state schools are good. It doesn't matter what the football team is like. It doesn't. It's fun, but whatever. You have a lot of your life to live.
Unfortunately, for many at the moment, that's just not happening.
Since graduating...
And here we go.
Ooh, what's her degree in? Oh, fuck,
hope
it's backwards. Shit, I already have a hard time reading this type of text anyway. Oh, fuck. Oh, something in arts. I see the word arts here. Bachelor. Yeah, but that could mean so much. It could be from a business as well.
Hungry for nothing.
Fuck, that looks like Elvish. That looks like Elvish. I cannot read that.
Nothing.
Says criminal justice. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, it says where? Oh my fuck! Woo! Fucking. Why did I ever get hired? Oh my goodness! Yikes! Woo! Moving on. It's almost 2 months since graduating, no job. Well, okay, 2 months is, come on. Even in a halfway decent job market, come on. 2 months. Like, okay, what are we doing? Caleb, get a real job. I know I need to. I should fire all 40 people and go get a real job, right? Instead of being a evil landlord or whatever the fuck I'm being called today. Let's go further deep dive. Where have all the entry-level jobs gone?
Entry-level jobs are vanishing at an alarming rate.
It's likely to be one of the most challenging times in history for graduates to get a job today.
The perfect storm of AI, political instability, and economic uncertainty.
I really don't think it's AI right now. I really don't. That's a scapegoat, whatever. We don't, an AI might displace a shit ton of people within the next decade, but we do not have provable statistical data in the job market that shows a wide swath of people are actually being replaced by AI. There's a lot of economic conditions all happening at the exact same time. It's a bad time. And it's been continuing a trend that we've been seeing, honestly, almost like a perfectly straight line to where we are today. since we saw the best job market ever in 2022.
Hi, listen here, Financial Audit. I've curated the exact resources and tools I personally use or would use if I was in certain situations. So take advantage of these offers in the resources section in the description below. The first one, I've moved my investments to Webull. Do the same and transfer to my investing app of choice, and you get cash bonuses of $200 all the way up to $30,000 depending on initial funding amount, and up to 8.1% APY on your money, and up to 3.5 matches for your IRA. And then number 2, a great new checking account that I've switched over from SoFi, and it's called Chime. Get that $550 bonus when you sign up with direct deposit and get almost 4% on your money just sitting there. And then 3, automate your investing with Acorns. Usually sign-up incentives are only $5, but you get $20 with my link. Number 4, you can increase your income and boost your resume with a course career certification. 5, if T-Mobile is good in your area, switch to Helium and get a literal $0 a month phone plan for the same exact service. But most importantly, go get your free Hammer financial score and see where you stand in the world of finances. Take the assessment at calebhammer.com. You will not regret any of these. Change your life today.
Are causing what some are calling the job apocalypse.
If you don't hire people right now, the company will cease to exist in 15 years.
If the first rung of the job ladder is disappearing,
the music is too loud.
What does that mean for the future of work? I'm Isabel Barrick. I lead the FT's Working It brand, speaking,
well, if you're leading something, can you tell them to balance the audio next time?
presenting and writing about management, leadership, and workplaces. In this
maybe they outsource the editing here to AI instead of someone that can put headphones on.
series, I'll explore some of the most pressing issues around the future of work and talk to senior leaders about how they are making work better.
Human beings are wired to resist change.
For everyone.
Probably Fiverr. I've seen a lot better work on Fiverr than this.
Job openings for graduates are at an all-time low. Job listings in both the US and UK are plummeting.
Well, I'm not surprised about the UK one. That's been a failed economy for at least a couple decades now. And it's getting even worse and worse and worse. And now all the top paying taxpayers are all literally fleeing for the Middle East because they decided to raise taxes slightly on invested money and whatnot and wealthy people. And now, instead of gaining more money because of that, they are losing much more money than they had previously with the lower taxes because everyone just took their money and moved. Crazy how that works.
And for the first time on record, levels of joblessness amongst graduates is above the overall unemployment rate. When I met with industry experts a year ago,
How do we feel about the construction industry? Specifically project management? Yeah, I mean, it's overall good, right? Certainly like private sector construction in recessions slows down, pretty dramatically, but that's sometimes when we see increase in public sector construction.
Talked about the big problem facing recruiters, the skills shortage, and the AI arms race changing the way people applied for roles.
A lot has changed in this period, and not for the better. The issues with recruitment are still there, but what has changed is the rise in big graduate employers really cutting the number of jobs they're offering.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It fucking sucks. It fucking blows dickholes. Full dickholes all over the place. Blowing. On the other end of it, is it unfair? If the economy looks slightly weaker, anytime we've had interest rates, I don't want to say this high because this isn't like a crazy high compared to what we've had in the past, but this high relative to recent lows. Anytime we've had interest rates this high relative to recent lows for this long, a recession typically follows. It costs more, it's more expensive to borrow right now and invest in things. Are we surprised that they are cutting back on hiring people and those that they are hiring now that there is more people willing to go work jobs that they might not be thrilled about, that an inexperienced college graduate is not the person to get that first job? Second Great Depression incoming, I would be hyper surprised if it was anything even resembling like that.
There's some data from Indeed, which is one of the big job platforms, that says that the number of job vacancies for new graduates has dropped about 33%, about a third just over the past year. So that just means more people, because we know that more and more people are going to university chasing fewer and fewer jobs. Some people talk about this idea of a diamond-shaped structure where you might have your top people, your CEOs at the top, but then a lot of people in the middle, but not many people at the bottom. I struggle.
Well, yeah, why the fuck would I need a lot of people at the bottom? I know I'm a small business, but like, what am I doing with that? Building apps or building content? Why am I taking entry level? No offense to entry level people, but I'm sorry. Why am I?
To figure out how that's going to work, because there's the very obvious problem that anyone can think of, that where are the people in the middle going to come from if you're only hiring a few at the bottom?
Chris Eldridge, chief executive at recruitment firm Robert Walters, met me at the FT's video studio.
Who the fuck uses a recruitment firm in 2025? What is this?
So what are you seeing in the market for graduates at the moment? What's the big picture?
I think if you zoom out, it's likely to be one of the most challenging times in history for graduates to get a job.
History? History is pretty fucking wild. History? Maybe. Actually, yeah, sure. In the United States, I could see, there's less, we don't have a college degree. Let's go get the job. We're like a higher services type economy at this point. You're not walking into a factory and grinding metal. So I could see, even in the Great Depression, like Alex is saying, it was harder. I could see college graduates potentially faring better because it was much more rare to be a college graduate. You were more niche. You were able to kind of go get that more specialized job, where most jobs were like manufacturing and whatnot. Whereas today it's like, well, if you have a college degree, you're pretty much just like everyone else. And it's like, it doesn't really matter. You're not really above the fold anymore, So that is a bit difficult.
The one consistent factor is the economy. I think companies want to hire when they've got some foresight.
2008, COVID, come on. Well, I would say for the general worker, yes, but this is very specific for new college graduates, which is it's very interesting in this period of time, right?
Into the economy. And today, it's a really challenging time to be able to forecast what's going to happen next. We see that then in hiring numbers. Companies just don't want to risk their capital right now, and therefore
That's exactly what I said. They don't want to risk capital right now. It's expensive to invest. Risky horizon.
Pausing the graduate intake, but that pause really has now lasted for 2.5 years.
So what's the knock-on effect of a 2 or 3 year pause in early?
Oh, fucking... Dude, we'd see a fucking revolution. Not a revolution, but we'd see... The next election would go fucking crazy if we were seeing a pause in hiring for 3 years on the level that we're at as of this year so far. Making it like 4 years total. That would be we would have people in the fucking streets, man. People in the fucking streets. The middle class is disappearing, is it not? So the technical, even inflation adjusted middle income earning has decreased, but also so has the lower class in the United States. That's also decreased substantially. The growing one is the upper class. It's quite interesting. Like the middle has decreased, but it didn't go down. It went up. That is what we're seeing in the analytics right now.
Career hiring, further up in workforce development.
I think what we'll end up doing is we'll end up finding in 2 or 3 years' time a kind of void of talent. If you're not bringing in new skills now, what you tend to do is hang on to the existing...
We do have people in the streets, Caleb? Well, oh, you mean protesting? Yeah, I mean, there's protests always.
Staff you've got, and then you promote them. You potentially over-promote them. I think particularly when you look at the US market, what they're looking for when they say is kind of new applicants to the market, recent graduates, they don't mean someone that's coming out of university today. What they're really looking for is somebody with 1 or 2 years experience.
Yeah. You don't want to be the fucking babysitter bringing someone up on their first job. I don't. I'm sorry, why would I? Like, I want them to have the opportunity, but why the fuck would I do it? Like, I'm sorry. Once you're an employer of tens of thousands of people, sure, you can take that risk. But remember, 45% of jobs in this country are from small businesses. Small businesses are companies with under 1,000 people. Every single job that you hire at, especially under like a couple hundred people, is a risky, expensive endeavor that you are taking on by bringing on someone with different tax implications, different retirement, different benefits, and blah, 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 blah. And the recruiting time and up training, it's expensive. So yeah, why would I take that on someone where they've never had a job before in the adult world? I'm sorry. Like, why would I? Microsoft can take that risk. I can't.
I went to Paris to meet Jeremy Cléda.
No one's getting fucking jobs in Paris. That's probably not true. But the unemployment rates across Europe are crazy, especially in like the big boy countries. Woo, it's fucked.
Founder and CEO of AI-powered recruitment.
The grass is always greener. We're always talking about how great it is over there, and then you realize that like in southern Italy, in like the southern half of Italy, literally no one can get a job, and everyone lives at home forever because there's no opportunities. And it's like, yeah, Italy's great. It's so amazing. It's like you went on a nice vacation and you saw some TikToks.
Recruitment platform, Welcome to the Jungle, which attracts large numbers of new graduates looking for their first jobs.
Just on our platform since 2000.
Oh, I have an Italian in chat anecdotally agreeing with me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
24. I think you've seen like a very sharp decline on entry
The Eiffel Tower looks nice. Yeah, we'll try to go under it. Because even I went under it 15 years ago and everyone tried to scam you. That was 15 years ago. Now it's a completely different story. Good luck keeping something in your pocket. So look at the Eiffel Tower from afar.
level jobs.
Preferably look at the one in Vegas.
Like posted by companies. And even more specifically, you see that this decline has been like 3 times faster and higher than other positions for more senior people. So basically what does it mean is that companies are really like waiting to see if like what is the impact of AI? Does it mean that we don't have to recruit like entry-level positions? Most importantly, what are we going to do with more senior roles? So a lot of people, in fact, are waiting, and because companies are waiting, you see this decline going faster and faster.
Do you think that employers realize that they have this kind of, if we say social duty, maybe it's more than that, imperative to train people from the start, otherwise.
Employers, see, and this is kind of what's wrong with the mindset of Europe. Like, that sounds wonderful. I love that. I love that mindset. Sure, employers have the social duty to do that. That's wonderful. What a yippee thing to say. That is just not the world, though. That is just not the world. And all that matters is not the performative opinion that you have, something that sounds good, something that's going to get you hugs on the streets. All that matters is the literal outcome in the end. And all a business is going to do at the end of the day is make sure they're investing in people that will have at minimum a 10 times return on their investment. Or else what the fuck are they doing? Or else they're a business that's not going to be open for long and they're not going to be employing anyone. Like, this is great. Wonderful. Yeah, you get your applause, you get your handshake, you get your cupcake, everything's great. You made the performative position that sounds really good, and you're gonna get praised on Twitter and yippee, yippee, yippee. This doesn't actually solve anything, though. This doesn't actually impact anyone in a positive way at the end of the day, and that is literally all that matters in the end. No matter what the position is up front, that sounds good. All that matters is the end result.
They'll have no pipeline, or are they just focused on the money?
The money! I thought she was an economist. The money! The fun thing is we make good money, so I'm able to use resources to contribute to things that I care about, train up people, give people more money than the market demands, give people literally insane raises that my HR person almost stuck a gun down my throat when I did to move them to New York so they could live a similar lifestyle than they get in Austin. And they are overpaid and in the top literal 5% of earners in the entire fucking city. I do that, but it's because we focused on the money, and when we focused on the money, it gave us the opportunities to do the good things. Because if you don't at the beginning, then you're not a business and you can't employ people and you can't fucking do the things that you want to do and be good with. You just can't. If your business is losing money, you ain't going to be employing people for a while. Money's not everything. But if we're talking about keeping a business alive, believe it or not, it's important to make more than you spend. Crazy.
I think it's hard for companies to think about like social duty without like putting like their money problems first.
Wow, that was actually an incredibly reasonable answer. I was not expecting that from the Frenchman. Baguette on me. Fuck it. Chocolate-filled croissant on me.
But I think they know that it's going to be a big long-term problems. Just look, for instance, at 2 specific industries, which are like accounting and law firms. Because probably with AI, we can do a lot of stuff, like maybe 80% of what junior lawyers do. But the problem is also, for
Guys, I crashed out for nothing.
For instance, the average age in this law firm is 55. And so if you don't hire people right now, the company will cease to exist.
Yes, that is true. That's very true. There are critical positions that you need to make sure you eliminate key man risk. A big Q3, Q4 initiative at Hammer Media is eliminating key man risk. Costs me a little bit more money, but it makes sure that if the key man in a certain position is no longer there, we can still grow and keep everyone's jobs protected. The big key man risk is me, but we've found diversification and a lot of other ways to make sure that if I decide I hate this and quit, we'd be okay. So, yeah.
In 15 years. I don't think AI will replace everything. And anyway, we don't know. And so the problem is that we don't know who is making a mistake.
The graduate jobs crisis is much more nuanced.
Glad she's talking in my left ear. Who fucking edited this video for a major channel on YouTube? Oh, a major channel. What the fuck are we doing here?
Than just being down to AI. But there are companies that have gone all in on artificial intelligence and have cut jobs. And the results have been varied.
We're in the very early days of figuring out how robust this technology is in the real world of the workplace and outside of a few specialised things. And so I think it's quite possible that we'll see some companies getting carried away and laying off swathes of their staff and saying they'll...
Well, right now, unfortunately, with where we're at in a questionable economic situation, layoffs is a good way to boost the stock price. And of course, who owns the company? The people that owns the stocks. Who answers to that? The CEO. And the CEO is going to do what's necessary to keep their job. And, this is where they're incentivized. It's an unfortunate situation, but I mean, through the bad times, we also get the good times eventually. This is ebb and flow. We can all get doom and gloom about the bad times, and it's easier to say. It's easier to say in my position. I 100% recognize that. If I was in a position where I was laid off, I would be fucking pissed off as dicks, okay? I'd be pissed off as fucking dicks. And I wouldn't be like, well, I would say, fuck you. Fuck you for saying this is a natural balance. That we had good times and now bad, and then we'll have good times again. Fuck you, I'm hurting right now. Fuck you, who are you to say that? So, I mean, okay.
Replace them with AI agents, and then discovering that it's actually much more difficult than they realised to make this work in a way that's reliable, accurate, cyber secure, and so you might see some wrong turns and missteps along the way.
The legal profession is a sector that's likely to be radically reshaped by AI.
I could definitely see that, especially like the initial research and going through documents. Because AI is at least pretty darn good at going through documents at a minimum, because they don't have to think. We're not at that, what is it? Fucking whatever that top layer of intelligence is. Like, they don't have to do that to go through documents. I was laid off and I was pissed off for a day, and then pulled myself, started applying for a job 4 months later. Made more than that old job. That's the way to do it, man. I mean, it's fair and easy to be pissed off. It totally is. Let's not say that you shouldn't be, but you definitely picked yourself up, and I mean, that's incredible. Well done.
Certainly in terms of cutting the work typically done by graduate recruits. I met with Julian Taylor, senior partner of international law firm Simmons & Simmons, who have fully committed to an AI future.
So looking ahead, what kind of role will this kind of AI tool play in future? We're just at the very beginning in the legal profession.
I think it's going to do a huge amount of some...
Are they making the AI or using the AI? Because if they're making the AI, I mean, it's just it's a play, right? It's a play to make a shit ton of money at some point.
The more commoditized work that takes place at the moment, the more data-orientated, the analytical work, administrative, vast amount of that will be done.
Caleb gives such awful conservative vibes sometimes. What have we talked about this stream that's even remotely political? I said, I got one thing. Listen, I guess I said one thing that shouldn't be considered conservative, but if you're like on the hyper far extreme left, this could sound extreme. Or this could sound conservative when I said that what you're advocating for up front to get performative points and virtue signaling points and all that shit isn't what actually matters to get your little high five and celebration in your community. What actually matters are end results, because that's all that impacts people's lives in the end. For example, actually solving the homeless issue is what matters in the end, not changing the word to unhoused. But that's not conservative, that's realistic. Trust me, I say a lot of things that the far right is pissed off about too. I accept people for whoever the fuck their identity is. I don't give a fuck. I love everyone. I don't give a shit. Why would I care? You know you're a reasonable, normal human being when both extremes hate you and think that you're on the opposite side of them. That's when you know you're in a good place. And unfortunately, you calling me a nasty conservative from having a very reasonable stream here where we talk about the job statistics, by the way, you're an extremist. And that's unfortunately the first time you're probably hearing this. And no extremists know that they're extremists, but you're an extremist. And that's bad. It is bad to be an extremist in anything.
By AI, I've got no doubt about that. 3-5 years from now, I think things will look quite different.
Will it change the career structure of a lawyer? Will it change the org chart?
Yeah, I mean, some organisations have been coming out and saying, well, they're going to hire fewer, particularly graduate lawyers. I think that's just really dangerous. I think if you start cutting your numbers, you need to think about what's your pipeline like for the future. And if we get
yeah, it's the same thing the French guy brought up. That is a fair point. I mean, you got to get rid of key man risk, right? Especially if someone's approaching the age of retirement.
Too narrow at the entry.
I think he associates having money with being conservative. It is true that, for what it's worth, usually content creators that make content about money tend to get a more conservative audience. But that doesn't mean that I subscribe to an ideology or politician. It doesn't. I'm passionate about money. I'm passionate about analytics. I'm passionate about roasting motherfuckers who sign up for it. And I'm passionate about gooning. That's it. You can't put me in a box no matter how many times you want to call me a fascist or communist. I don't give a fuck.
Point. I think that will create problems further down the line. It's much easier to take your talent from your own trainees. We'll need to think differently about how we train our people, but I think it's really important to retain that pipeline.
So we've talked about the structure of how a junior lawyer would work at the moment. With it, there's a lot of repetition.
I don't really care about lawyer.
It's a retrieval augmented generation.
Simmons & Simmons launched their in-house Gen AI tool called Percy.
It's a retrieval augmented generation engine, and it's a way to process documents with a particular technique in the background to make them more accessible.
The tool assists their employees to crunch through masses of documents.
So it's just focusing on AI shit? It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, you're getting through documents. We get it. Lawyers, blah, 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 blah. Yippee. I'm sorry. It's like...
to accept that our bosses
AI is good at going through documents right now and doing math. Okay, we got that. Yay, woo!
Are in a period of experimentation, and we're part of it. Some of them are going all in on AI at the expense of jobs, and some of them are maintaining hiring, especially at the junior level. But
to suggest that there's obviously hiring. If there was literally no hiring today, our economy would collapse. I'm getting hiccups. I don't know what the fuck's happening.
For students and graduates, it raises the question of whether university is even worth it.
Blue says, I'm far right. I don't hate you, Caleb. I just wish you were less of a degenerate. Well, that's the thing. I'm a fucking gooner. I'm a degenerate motherfucker, and I love it. I'm never going to change it, even if the far right's upset at it. Goon me up, bitch! I'm gooning all day! I'm gooning right now. Unfortunately, to unemployment numbers.
Anymore. My feeling is yes. If you've got a degree from a top university, that's always going to start your career off on the right foot.
But overall, the education system, both in schools and universities, is not equipping graduates and school leavers with the skills and also the critical thinking that they'll need for a future-proof career in the workplaces of tomorrow.
So if you look back sort of hundreds of years to medieval times, one of the ways in which young people learned their skills was that they would be apprenticed to a master. And actually often their middle-class families would save up their money and pay that master craftsman to take their young person on. And I have talked to some people who think that maybe that's going to be a model for the future, because if a big company can't...
Maybe. Are you suggesting AI couldn't learn that? I don't know. I mean, they can go through things. I don't think we're in the place where AI is going to absolutely obliterate the job market right now, but I think in 10 years it's definitely possible. But anyone who is Predicting and saying they know what's going to happen is wrong. Do not listen to them. No one knows what the fuck is going to happen. It's a hill that we cannot see over. Okay, that's it.
Hey, Caleb Hammer stream fans, make sure you get your financial score for free. Take the assessment at calebhammer.com or dollarwise.com. It's free. See where you stand in the world of finances.